and it did wipe out that elementary school. So fortunately, school's out of session right now, so there was not any more injuries than we already saw with that one person. Also in Montgomery, Pennsylvania, Montgomery County, we saw flash flooding again because of these heavy downpours. We've had these rounds of storms that pop up. They produce a lot of lightning. The lightning caused tree damage, and the flooding did get some people trapped in some of those storms. Out west, we're talking about the monsoonal moisture. These will produce more showers and storms, lots of lightning, the potential for some heavier downpours. We also have a chance today of stronger storms through northern Texas and also into the Midwest. Once again, the biggest threat will be for hail, damaging wind gusts, and those heavier downpours that could lead to flash flooding. Thank you, Francis.
Sure.
It's going to be a hot one this week across this country. Dylan's here with a look at the forecast right now. Heating up.
Very much so, and dangerously hot for some areas. You need to stay hydrated right through the Midwest, into Kansas City, into St. Louis. Keep an eye on the elderly and the pets that are outdoors, because with this ridge and the jet stream, it is going to allow not only the heat, but also the humidity to build into areas across the plain states where we are looking for temperatures to be up around 95 to 100 degrees. We have heat advisories, excessive heat warnings for Kansas City itself. Your feels-like temperatures will be up around 105 to 110 degrees right through the middle of the country. Also want to quickly point out that we could see very severe storms today through Minneapolis, especially this afternoon and evening. Damaging wind gusts are a big threat with those storms later today.
But we've also got some severe weather to talk about. Thanks so much, guys. Let's show you. First of all, this is what happened last night. This is Minnesota. 4 tornadoes touching down, one of them an EF1, the others EF0s. Not a lot of damage, but trees knocked down, power lines out as well. And now we've got more severe weather to talk about this morning. In fact, we are watching this line that's pushing towards Chicago. Rainfall rates with this very impressive. We're talking about some areas picking up to 1 1/3 inches in 1 hour, or 1/4 inch of an hour. Chicago, you're about to get hit with this. In fact, right now, O'Hare, an 1.5 hour delays on arrivals. Milwaukee also going to be looking at strong storms pushing through right now. So this wet weather going to be coming in right at rush hour for Chicago. We've got a risk of severe weather hitting later this afternoon and this morning. This strong risk stretching from Chicago back to Indianapolis, all the way down into Bowling Green. We're talking about upwards of 47 million people at risk, damaging winds. And tomorrow we've got more of the same from Indianapolis, Washington, D.C., down to Tallahassee. Guys, some areas could be picking up 3 to 5 inches of rain out of this system, and so flash flooding is going to be a big problem as well.
Crippling floods, a state of emergency in Kentucky. At least 2 dead, several missing as flooding sweeps away buildings. We're there on the ground. Tornado touched down last night. Wind speeds up to 165 miles per hour. No injuries reported and only minor damage. It's Kentucky, though, that's seeing the worst of it. At least 2 dead, 6 are missing, and catastrophic flooding there. NBC News meteorologist Dylan Dreyer has more from the ground in eastern Kentucky.
Scenes of destruction in Kentucky, a house slamming into a bridge as torrential rains and high winds battered the eastern part of the state. At least 60 homes damaged or destroyed by flash floods, which struck at random.
You're looking at 500 homes within the communities that are affected. You may find one home's been completely demolished with the structure next to it completely fine.
The water roared through a mobile home park, pretty much wiping out everything.
It was all the way to my front porch. I had a chance to get my animals and go out the door, and by the time I got back to town, everything was gone.
Officials said emergency workers were going door to door today looking for people who might still be trapped. Almost 20,000 were still without power. The rising waters swept away cars, one vehicle hanging precariously over a creek, while others were partially submerged. The storms also hit hard in neighboring Indiana. Fallen trees blocked roads and damaged property. More than 30,000 homes and businesses were without electricity as crews scrambled to fix power lines. In Quincy, Illinois, a state of emergency was declared after winds of 70 miles per hour tore through homes and businesses. Back in Kentucky, the recovery effort goes on tonight with a threat of more rain and more flooding.
Now behind me, state police are only allowing residents and essential crews into the hardest hit area of Staffordsville, Kentucky. We are also just moments away from another line of severe storms about to hit this area. In fact, severe thunderstorm watches and warnings, flash flood warnings are in effect all across this region. Tonight, severe storms are likely from Pittsburgh back into Memphis with winds up near 70 miles per hour. More flash flooding as well.
Al, what's shaking in the weather?
Well, we had a lot of shaking going on down south this last night. This is outside of Atlanta, Marietta, Georgia. Boom! Look at that. I mean, that is a display right there. Lightning hits a light pole and bam. Thousands were without power last night in and around the metro Atlanta area. All right, well, let's show you what we've got going on right now. We got some pretty heavy showers and thunderstorms firing up, especially right now. We've got flash flood warnings, Philadelphia on into southern and central New Jersey as these strong storms push through. We're going to be watching this as the morning wears on. Look at the top of the rock. You can barely see. Visibility is about a mile, so there are going to be some airport delays. St. Louis right now, you're okay, but there are some heavy thunderstorms headed your way. We do have the risk of strong storms through the southeast, also up into the plains, large hail-damaging winds, tornadoes possible in the northern high plains.
Saw those storms in the Midwest. What do we got today?
Well, they're riding up over a ridge of high pressure, and this high pressure is bringing a lot of heat to a good portion of the southern part of the country. The heat advisories from Oklahoma into Georgia, about 10 states under this, and this pattern is going to continue right into next week. So that dome of high pressure, look at these temperatures. It's going to feel like 103 in Hot Springs, Arkansas, 101 in Victoria. Hattiesburg will feel like 104.
An alarming new report out about our world's climate. Government scientists say that surface temperatures are warmer than they've ever been recorded across the globe. They also say glaciers have been melting for 31 years straight now. That's the equivalent of lopping 60 feet of ice off each glacier. And the report claims that 4 independent sources have verified that 2014 was the hottest year on record.
Severe weather spawning powerful tornadoes in the Midwest, and Al is tracking those for us. Al, good morning.
Guys, we've got some amazing video to show you right now. I mean, this storm, you watch what happens. You can see the main storm, but now you will start to see other, what we call multiple vortices coming out from underneath the storm, and literally a carousel of tornadoes as power transformers start blowing, and you can see the damage starting. And look at that twisting. That's amazing video to see. And that's in Monmouth. In Monmouth, Illinois, about 200 miles west of Chicago. Look at the damage caused in nearby Cameron, Illinois. Just structures completely wiped out, buildings damaged. Thankfully, hard to believe when you see all this damage, there were no reported injuries yet, but we've got more of this possible for today. We've got this ring of fire, a huge dome of high pressure.
It's a hurricane. I'm going to show you something that is going to make television history. We have chosen meteorologist, a beauty queen, and a man with 5% body fat, to name a few. It's time to play. Hang on. It's a hurricane.
There's a 100% chance of bugs.
80% chance of urination.
The search for America's next weatherman. The competition begins Saturday, August 8th on TBS.